Welcome back, folks. It is 5:16 on this wonderful Monday. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump right into the forecast. As you're headed out and about for work today, or just out and about for your day, we're going to be seeing some pretty clear skies that are actually going to continue with us through the majority of today. If we take a look at those weather headlines, these are the warmest temperatures that we're going to be feeling all week for today and tomorrow. The next 48 hours staying in those 70s for those highs, but we're going to have a drop in temperatures and some possible precipitation come that middle of the work week. And of course, folks, our last freeze is usually around April 22nd. So hopefully these warmer temperatures kind of stick around with us. It is looking like we're not going to get in that sub-freezing range, but don't worry, or I guess kind of worry, it's still possible for that to stick around with us. As we take a look at the current temperatures, it's feeling 40 degrees in Grand Junction, 33 in Montrose. Further east, actually in that sub-freezing range, Glenwood, Aspen, Gunnison, all in those 20s. And actually Aspen's last freeze is usually in June. So there's quite the difference in between the Grand Valley's last freeze and those higher elevation areas. We'll take a look at that temperature change in the last 24 hours. Compared to yesterday's morning highs, we've gained just about 5 degrees in Grand Junction, 8 in Aspen, 5 in Glenwood. Montrose, just about the same as yesterday. But folks, this is only going to last with us with these, well, I guess, warmer temperatures for about the next 24 to 48 hours, because come late Tuesday into Wednesday, we've got a cold, low pressure trough kind of headed on in. High today, 73 instead of our typical 66. That low end, looking at 40 instead of our typical 38. So we're just a few degrees above what we're typically used to by about 5-10 degrees. And folks, this is one of our very own for the dog walking forecast. This is Keanu, a very, very new puppy. One of our production crew, Elizabeth, got him last night. What a cute little guy. He's going to be sticking around with us for the majority of the week. And he's even in the office. You might see him later in the broadcast. We'll see. As we get throughout the day, though, 52 already at 9 a.m., noon, 66, 3 p.m., 72, all with those sunshiny skies. And our overall setup, folks, this is kind of that precipitation system I was chatting about. Low pressure moving on in through the morning hours, maybe a little bit of some widespread showers in the afternoon over Salt Lake and that Wyoming border. But we'll notice we're not really going to get too much even as we get into the evening hours, mostly focused along those northern mountains. However, come Tuesday into Wednesday, we do have a chance for another round to kind of move on in. Now, our pollen outlook, similar to last week, folks, trees on that high end, grasses, weeds, mold, all on that low end of things. And I also kind of want to chat about our wind speeds, feeling pretty mild, really less than 10 miles an hour all along the western slope, but those top wind gusts up to those teens in Grand Junction and 9 miles an hour in Montrose. And we'll also take a look ahead, folks. We're looking at the system impacting the Great Lakes. As we get into tomorrow, that high pressure ridge is starting to move over the plains, and we'll notice off that west coast a low pressure trough is moving on in, which is what's going to give us that decrease in temperatures down to those 60s on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a little bit of a slow increase setting us up for the weekend in those upper 60s, returning us right next to those seasonal averages. Montrose, same kind of trend, folks, hanging out with us today with those warmer temperatures and a drop, and then a slow increase for a nice, beautiful weekend it's looking like.